Okay, I'm gonna just say this real quick because I feel like it has to be justified. Me and Tam are quite sorry for having such a big gap between the two podcasts. We actually filmed this episode a while back, and I edited it fully the day after we did it. But there were two problems. One, you see that picture right there, like on the editing, like the spicy podcasting? Yeah. I don't have that picture, so I had to make my own and like add a bunch of black bars and stuff, so it took me a while. And then I had to make my profile picture and do all this long stuff, so I just couldn't be bothered. Another thing, I'm just gonna skip to it. This section, and like, okay, wait, so like, up to about this mark, I'm not gonna play it because obviously you're gonna listen to it now, but I really find it uncomfortable for myself to listen to because it's something I've gotten over, and going back over it really makes me uncomfortable, and I didn't want to share it. I've wanted to cut it out so much, but I'm gonna just leave it in there. And alright, that's enough rambling, but I'm just sorry about having this up late. But yeah, here you are. Better late than never, and enjoy.
Alright lads, so we honestly have no clue what we're doing today.
Yeah, what's new, man? Legit, what is new?
You know what? These are DV speaking facts. We have no idea, but before we start, we're just going to do some random questions, try to get some random topics just off the top of our heads. But we were discussing whether or not to make Salim a permanent member, a permanent host here on the Spicy Podcast.
Yeah.
So,
I think the three of us have really good chemistry, so like the conversations that we have are very good, and I wouldn't say we're brand new friends, but we've only known each other for like a year or so like we're still, I guess, learning about each other.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts. But I mean, even for me, I'm still learning Slim, but like me and you,
and Slim is definitely learning me.
Yeah, for real.
Slim, he doesn't believe much about me. I can't lie. But it's fine.
But I think he'd be a great addition.
Yeah. He's just so funny, like, honestly.
Indeed, he has the humour and the deepness all at once. It's nuts. But you'll see that whenever I get round to editing that next point. But it's
all good.
So we're just gonna do some random conversation starters.
Have you got a random question generator as well? Because I feel like it'd be better.
I've got a random conversation starter.
Oh, that's cool. So how about you start us off here?
Okay. So this is a question. Okay, wait. There's many questions here. Let me pick out a good one. Okay. What is something you are obsessed with? Like something you can't stop doing.
We don't mention that one. Something I can't stop doing.
Okay, yeah. If we're talking about something you're doing, then what's that?
I don't know. I feel like I've been watching a lot of movies recently. I'm kind of obsessed with movies. I wouldn't say I'm really addicted to anything. I mean, okay, I'll say cricket.
Yeah.
I just sit, like, I practically sit outside the window waiting for my brother to come back just so we can play.
I can't think of something I'm obsessed with personally. Like,
yeah, legit.
Oh, okay. I know what I'll say. I have. Okay, this is gonna sound so weird, but I've talked about it with Kobe before. I have a desire or like an obsession with just meeting new people, with like just talking to strangers and just finding out as much as I can about just people. I don't know. I have an obsession with just learning.
Okay, I have it. I've thought of one now as well. I have an obsession with Muhammad Ali.
Ah, yes.
And his life and just his fights. I've seen all of his fights multiple times. I've seen so many documentaries about the guy, so many videos. My favorite YouTube video is a video of him.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of his speeches. He's just such an inspiration to me. So, like, I don't know, watching all of his stuff and seeing everything from his perspective and from others' perspectives, because a lot of people weren't, too keen on him. but
Mhm.
it's just interesting to see about his life, what he went through, and just see what I can learn and use to better myself.
Yeah, it's nuts. Deep. All right, your turn. Your question.
Right, let's see here. Have you read anything good recently? Well, I already know the answer to that question.
Okay, so I've been reading a lot of books recently, actually. Well, I say a lot. I've read like 4 or 5 in the past quarantine. So, okay, number one, You. It's a story none of you know about a stalker, but the way it's told is you actually side with him. And yeah, it's very, very well written.
Oh
There's
god.
sentences that stretch on with 15 ands. Love it. No, 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 no. Like, it sounds like a bad thing, but it
It's
fits
good. Yeah.
so perfectly. Because the thing is, the way she writes it is as if it's his thoughts, right? So running on sentences and it's so informal, it just works perfectly. Another book I've read, it's a book called Paper Towns by John Green.
Oh, of course.
Um, I will, I'll give an overview for all of them. I already gave one for you. So Paper Towns is about this guy. There's a girl who lives opposite to him, and then one night she comes to the door. She's like, "All right, we're gonna go out there tonight and do a bunch of stuff to go around. They break into people's houses, stuff like that." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Maybe we should have talked to each other more. You know, maybe we could be good friends." She's like, "Yeah, great." Next morning he wakes up, she's gone, and then she's
Okay.
left clues. She's left clues, and he follows the clues, and follows her to wherever she is. She's hiding to a paper town called Aglo. But yeah, anyway, um,
That's pretty sick.
the what I like so much about that book is the amount of quotes you get out of that book. Like, oh man, I can't even say it. Okay, another book I read is another book by John Green. Tells All the Way Down.
Yeah, I need to
It's a
read that
story
book.
about a girl with anxiety, and the the thing about John Green's books is he always has a very loose storyline. That like in that one, it's about him searching for the girl who went missing, right?
Hmm.
In this, it's about a girl. Well, not really a girl, but it's about this man who has a kind of bounty, a reward on him, and he's gone missing as well. And this girl is looking for him. That is
Not
very,
bad.
very loose. The only time it ties in is at the beginning and the end. The rest of it is just character. And
That's pretty
then
sick.
I read Christmas Carol. Everyone knows what Carol is, and
Not
that's it.
bad.
I've talked way too long. I can talk about books for hours. That sounds
Ah,
so gay, but you.
that is something that I really wish I could do.
Mhm.
I mean, I, I read. I'm reading The Road, and honestly, it's one of two. Actually, it's one of three books that has genuinely made me uncomfortable to read it.
Mm,
Um, the first was The Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns,
yeah,
both by Khaled Hosseini, both amazing books. If you haven't read them,
I
like you
actually
just
need
have
to
to.
read them.
Have you
Well, I
have you
mean,
not read? You've
I've
read
read
Kite Runner,
Kite
right?
Runner.
Oh,
I've
I'll
read
give
Kite
you A
Runner,
Thousand Splendid Suns
and
then.
the more I think, like when I read it at the time, I was like, right. But like, obviously back then I was retarded. Okay, maybe got that bit out. That was not the right word to use. Okay,
Nah, that's right, man.
back then I was stupid, fam. Legit, I was just like, it's just a story in it. But like, obviously, as you grow up, you mature, you start to see the deeper,
Yeah.
stuff that's going on. So yeah, yeah. So I actually read. I actually do have A Thousand Splendid Suns, so I might read
Oh,
it.
you
So
have it. That's cool, man. I can
yeah,
just give it to you when we do our swap.
no, because my brother,
Oh, A level,
he
right?
had to, yeah, he had to read it for A levels. So
Oh, not bad. That's decent, man. But man, the road is it's a winding road, legit. Like I can't explain it another way. There's so many quotes in it. It's very very good that way. And yeah, like I don't because it's been so long since I've read A Thousand Splendid Suns of the Kite Runner.
mhm.
It feels really new to me. Like feeling uncomfortable about turning the page because you're like, oh god, like you want to read on, but then you're like, oh, something's gonna happen. It's been way too calm for way too long,
Yeah,
and like
I
it
love getting
can't be
that
like that.
sense that like because I hate talking about my book now because like I don't I feel I always get this feeling that like I'm gonna say something and then everything's gonna go wrong and it's gonna hurt so much. But
Nah, man.
anyway, because I like having that feeling in my book as well, where everything's going right and I want the reader to be on edge. Like, okay, something has to go wrong now. The
Yeah,
calm before the storm kind of thing.
calm before the storm. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
yeah.
we're out here talking about books.
Yeah, well, come on, man. If you think books are nerdy and you shouldn't read books, you should honestly die. Like,
Yeah,
knowledge and
exactly.
intelligence is
How
everything. And if you
how many
subside,
how many movies and shows have you watched that were based on books?
oh,
That's all I want.
loads.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
exactly. Scorsese, and it's not Scorsese. The guy pronounces it Scorsese by himself. I'm just putting it out there. Scorsese has based a lot of his movies on books, and he's working on another one with De Niro based on a book.
Hmm.
And that's really good, I think, because obviously, you've got your template, but then
Yeah,
adding your own twist to it and making it your
exactly.
original story is really good.
That's what I love so much about adaptations because it's an adaptation.
Yeah.
You're taking the I've seen so many things where usually when a movie gets made into a book, it usually gets slammed because it's like, mate, it didn't stick to what was happening.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like Into the Spider-Verse, right? Apparently, Miles's character in the comics is way different. He's really boring. Like
Hmm.
no one actually likes Miles in the comic books, but in the movies they make him really likable. They make him like very you know
Charismatic,
relatable, stuff like that.
charming, I
Exactly,
guess, yeah.
charismatic. Mate, change it if you have to. I'll even say this for my own thing. I like if someone wants to take my book and make it into a movie,
Hmm.
do what you want, man. Honestly, take it wherever you like. Just stay true to
To the
what
the
to the
basics.
root of it, the
Yeah,
basics.
yeah,
Yeah,
the basics, yeah.
you can't
Man, me
change
and
it
you
to
have to
the
make a
point.
film.
100%,
I
man.
don't even care,
Honestly,
me and you have to make a film. And we both need to star in it. Legit.
yes, and
Because,
knows.
I don't know, man. I like, I'm not good at acting, but it's fun. So we can legit
Because
just do it.
like the thing is, I've always thought like, okay, I can write. The reason why I pick writing a book rather than because I've said this before, like it's not the story or the money that come like not story. It's not the money or the fame
Yeah,
that
of course.
puts me into writing a book. It's that idea of telling a story, right?
Hmm.
And I think the reason why I picked a novel, I could have written a screenplay or hell, even a script for a game.
Legit, my
Yeah,
sister
but
was
no,
asking, because
yeah,
she always asks, like, are you playing with Tab if I'm not playing with you? And I'll say, no, he's probably writing. And
yeah,
my sister always thinks you're writing a screenplay. And I understand why, because like, from what she said, from me, you can act
yeah.
very, very well. So,
Hmm.
like, she probably sees it like that. But, yeah.
I think the reason I picked novel to write is because you have the most control.
Mm.
Think about it, okay? If you're writing a script for a game, you have the least control. If you're writing a screenplay, you have a decent amount of control, but you never know. Once it gets to the director, he can change it wherever he likes.
Hmm.
The actors acting can demolish your entire script. You can have the best script. You get bad actors and
Yeah.
make it cringy, then that's it, it's gone.
Look at Joker. If Joker was starring Jared Leto, it would have been terrible.
For real. No disrespect to Jared Leto,
Yeah,
but
but an actor
not
makes a
for
film.
our thing. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the reason I picked a novel is you have the most control.
Control.
You
Yeah.
control the reader, what they see based on what you write. So
And that's why if I was you, well,
mhm,
I wouldn't say this, like, I'm just saying this as a broader opinion.
mhm.
If I was you, the only time I would give away the rights to make a movie of your novel is if you were in charge creatively.
Yeah, I've always thought about that. Like maybe not at the director's side,
Yeah.
but even
Producing
J.K.
wise.
Like J.K. Rowling, she only gave the rights to her book if she was allowed to be involved in it
Yeah.
and like actually just like watch over what they were doing. And she had rules. She had a set of rules that they had to follow. Number one, it had to all be set in the UK. Like all the filming had to be done in the UK. They couldn't go to America or a different country. It had to be in Wales and then all the actors had to be British. Stuff like that, little things. like I would do the same. I would say like honestly, I've thought about this so many times. Yeah, like okay, the thing is, you have to find that balance between fantasizing about what would happen with your story and keeping yourself grounded and saying, mate, no one's gonna read it, okay?
Hmm.
But I always think like, mate, if my book gets made into a movie, 100% I'm gonna be standing there while the director's telling these lot what to do, just standing there smiling and watching the entire
Yeah,
thing.
of course, of course.
It'll be so nuts. Imagine standing there watching something you created being brought to life. Okay, I'm sounding so. Yeah, carry on.
No, it's true, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the proudest thing.
Mhm.
Like I can't. Like the feeling for myself when I like step out to play is broad enough as it is.
Yeah.
But imagine when I'm representing a country.
Hmm.
Now that's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive. And like, yeah, the feeling of pride is just such an overwhelming feeling. But you never let it get to you.
Yeah.
Because
You have to keep
don't be
yourself
too
grounded
proud. Yeah, you don't be too proud. The amount of like
and humble.
players I've seen at this point ruin their careers because they think they're amazing because they're playing at a good level. No, it's not.
Mhm.
It's not right. Like, and like, not to be cocky. Well, I always say not to be cocky because I've realized that like a humble person gets nowhere. Is what I'm trying to say. A humble person gets nowhere, but someone who brags will not get anywhere, and someone who's too humble will not get anywhere. You can brag all
Mhm.
you want, back it up. Which is why I say all the things that I say, because I know I can back it up.
Yeah.
So you look at it in that way, and I wouldn't say, I don't know, I would say keep it grounded and everything, but I would never say to make you grounded so much that you bring yourself down.
Exactly. You
Like
can't.
how
You
you
can't
just said,
not have to.
keeping it grounded about no one reading it. That's too far,
Mhm.
because there will be a point where you actually begin to believe that, and then
Yeah.
the fire in your belly will start to dissipate, and then
I get
you'll
that.
be like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. But then
It's
I don't
weird.
know. It's weird.
I don't want to seem like I'm disowning what you just said, but like, how do I say this? You can never be writing in the mindset that I'm
You'll do
writing it for
perfectly.
someone else. You
Like,
have to be
is that what you
writing
mean?
it for yourself. Like that's
Oh
what
yeah,
that's what I mean by no one's gonna read it.
yeah, yeah,
Even if no one reads it, I still have to be proud of this work.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Of course,
yeah.
yourself before anyone else.
Hmm.
Shall we move on to
Okay.
the next question? Is it you now?
Should I ask this question?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Okay. There's actually some good questions here, but okay. What do you think of tattoos?
Tattoos.
What are your thoughts?
I personally would never get one, but I understand that a lot of people like them and use them as a way of expressing themselves. So I'm not. I'm against it for myself, like religiously, but I don't care if anyone else gets it. Like, nah, it's not a big thing.
Yeah,
I actually
so
like how tattoos look, but it's just, yeah, I would never get one myself.
like for me, it's like it's the same thing with like with anything in general. This is me being 100% like even if I wouldn't do it to myself, I can respect other people that do it.
Yeah,
It's their life; they can do what they like,
yeah,
and
100%.
more power to them if they can do something I can't. Right?
Yeah.
Whether that be they follow a different religion, a different sexuality, gender, stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's more power to you. But me personally, for my opinion on tattoos is like even if it wasn't like against our religion, I just don't like the idea of staining your skin.
Yeah, and I
That
also feel like me personally, I would look at it a week later and want to get it removed.
hmm
I'm way too like goldfishy in that way.
Yeah, impulsive. No, spontaneous.
Yeah,
I don't know what the word
spontaneous. I
is.
would say that's a decent word. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Your question.
My question. Alright, mine's a classic. If you were given three wishes, what would you wish for?
Um, like You know, I just thought of something in my head, like for my number one, and now I like in that split second I was like, no, actually I don't want that. I was gonna say to always be happy,
Yeah,
but I don't want to always be happy
yeah, never want that.
because you learn more from
Through
not being
sadness,
happy.
you
Yeah,
learn
exactly.
more being in the dirt than you do being in the clouds. So,
Yeah, for real. Okay, so I'll take that one out. Okay. I pray. So I wish to always have strength, mentally and physically,
that's a good one.
to to pick myself back up. Not to. Yeah. Okay. To allow myself to break so that I can pick myself back up.
Yeah.
That's to. I would always like to know how much I mean to people, because I have a big problem where I always, like, I get so stressed that someone means so much to me, but
They
to
mean
them,
nothing, and you
I'm
mean nothing to them.
nothing.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Uh, like, and it's such, I hate that
It's a
feeling
bad feeling. It's a bad feeling.
because, because usually, like 90% of the time, I'm wrong, but yeah, it would be nice to know. And number three is to have more wishes. That-
Okay. Number one, unlimited wishes.
yeah, this is
Number
getting good.
two, unlimited money. Not because I
Okay.
believe that money brings happiness, but I just want
Security.
that stress like away from myself. Like I don't want to be stressed about getting enough food on the table or doing all this kind of stuff. I just
Yeah,
want that
yeah.
part of my life to be stress free. And number three, hopefully it won't you know autocorrect this time. Food, unlimited food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the weirdest stuff happens by mistake. That it's insane. All right, it's your turn.
Right. Okay. I say. Wait. Actually, wait. I feel like we've asked this question before. Someone asked that one.
You can ask it.
The,
We can
the question was,
see.
what three words best describe you?
Oh no, we haven't done that.
Have you not?
No.
Okay. Oh no, I want to ask this question. Okay, we'll ask this one after.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What three
Was it
words best
three
describe?
through as it described me?
Yeah, best describe.
Hmm. Okay. Man, that's a tough one. I've got so many words that I would like to describe myself. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Because yeah. No, okay, that sounds
Yeah, not in that way. Not in that
not
way.
in that
I
way.
know what
Like
just
from like
express it.
soul wise, like
Mm-hmm.
mind wise. I would say. I would say. I'm trying to think of a word where it's like you're always down, but you're always up as well.
Bipolar.
That's a good one. I'm just gonna say down.
Okay.
So beautiful, but down,
Mm-hmm.
but strong. I
Mm.
would say.
Okay. For me,
Actually, take out down, and just put like smart or something. Yeah, just put smart there. Like I know what I'm doing, basically.
yeah, yeah. Okay, for me, I would say naive.
Yeah.
Um, I can explain that if you like. Um, Naive. How do I say this? Unmotivated, unless it's the right thing or something that means something to me.
Yeah, I get
Okay,
that.
so I'd say driven,
Okay,
whatever,
that's a good
but
one.
in a way. And lastly, a listener.
Hmm.
I'm good at listening and just
Yeah, I
not
can back that.
getting my own, like not pouring out my own shit. But the
Wait,
naive one,
terrible at that.
I was going to describe as because I am overly kind to people, despite them probably not being
Not returning it.
okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get you. I get you.
but yeah,
Not bad. The thing is, I would also describe myself as truthful, because if I don't like you, I will tell you straight up I do not like you.
very true. I can back that one. I know many people that have been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, indeed. But
Right.
yeah, you said you had one question that you wanted to ask.
Yes. What is something popular now that annoys you?
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't mean any disrespect by it, but the exact reasoning for your question is the reason it annoys me. The whole Black Lives Matter thing. And I know we weren't gonna bring it up,
Yeah.
but the reason it annoys me is exactly because
It's
it's
popular.
popular. Yeah, it should never be popular, right? Because it should just be instilled in our heads. Everyone should be anti-racist. That's just the way
Yeah,
it
it
is.
should not
The
be.
whole
It should not
idea of
be a
racism.
trend. It should
Yeah, it
be
should be a trend. It should be a way of
knowledge.
life.
Yeah.
And it's just really agitating and annoying to see how many people are literally trying to raise awareness just because they think it will give them some sense of, you know, a higher level of power or something like that. That's not what
Yeah.
it's about. It's about the wider image. It's about destroying racism and creating all of us as one body. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're all people, man. And I
Yeah.
find it disgusting and disrespectful for this whole thing to be a trend. It's not a trend. It's a serious problem. And if you think
Yeah.
that just because, oh, it's trending on Twitter or whatever, that it's important, and as soon as it goes away it's not, you're just stupid. It's not a popularity scheme. It's a serious
Mm.
protest and movement that everyone has to take seriously. And the whole idea of making it popular is really, really annoying.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
would
I
say
get
that.
that we have to spread awareness so that people should know, but the fact that we have to spread awareness for something that people should know about anyway because it's
Exactly.
everywhere. If you don't
Exactly.
know about it, you're honestly blind and
Hmm.
ignorant. But the fact that we have to spread awareness about that is such
Hmm.
BS,
I think the
man.
reason that I'm like annoyed with it myself is because I've experienced white privilege
Mm-hmm.
for 5 years straight. Like, I've just
Yeah.
seen it in front of my own
You
eyes.
see it? Yeah.
Like
I know because of your cricket thing,
yeah,
right?
like
That you get exposed to it a lot.
God, the things that I've seen as a little kid growing up is not right. And I think maybe because I already have that instilled inside me that it exists and I know it exists and it's a problem and we all have to overcome it. Maybe that's why it's annoying me. But the
Yeah.
fact that people don't know about it is terrible. Like, everyone should know about this. And I get that we're doing a job by helping people, but I just hope that once this whole trend blows away, that people still
know.
follow it and people still know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. Let's not get too political because, you know,
Well, I
very
have a lot of things that are popular now that annoy me.
yeah.
Call me old-fashioned, but TikTok, number one.
Oh,
Okay, I think uh, in media in general, the way that we have to dramatize every single thing that happens,
yeah.
um, that annoys me. Celebrities annoy me.
Oh, I hate
Um,
celebrities. Yeah.
in the way that everyone sees them, like everyone's watching them and looking up to them, and like watching every move. You see it on the news when I don't know one of the celebrities has just I don't know maybe went to a different country or was seen outside a certain place. Bro, shut up! No one cares. They're
No
a
one
normal
cares.
person.
Yeah,
They're
let
just
them live their life, man.
exactly. Another thing that's popular now that annoys me, um, sensitivity. Me and you have talked about this a
Oh
lot.
God,
The way that
yes.
everyone is just so, it just, oh my God. And the worst thing is, it's kind of both. There's insensitivity and sensitivity.
Hmm.
Insensitivity, the whole Black Lives Matter situation about
Yeah.
how, not the people who are saying Black Lives Matter, but the other people who are saying, no, no, like, mate,
Oh, all
it's not
lives matter.
true.
All lives matter.
Yeah, yeah,
All that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Oh man, so
That's
annoying.
insensitive. But then at the same time, bro, no, humor is dead. We're not allowed to make jokes anymore, fam. Oh my god, you
I
can't poke
swear,
fun
man.
at someone because next thing you know, they're blowing it way out of proportion. They're crying,
Exactly.
and I get that some people, are more, not
S-
everyone can take humor, like,
Yeah, of
and
course, of
that
course.
some people are more fragile. But bro, why is everyone like that nowadays?
Exactly. Like, for me, there's. I'm not trying to say that like we can joke about anything because I do agree that there's things you don't joke about.
There are certain things
Like,
you don't
for
go
me,
into.
in my opinion, I think mental health is something you really don't joke about.
Hmm.
Like, obviously, you can poke fun at it, but there's a difference between making a joke and just straight making it oblivious because it does exist. And I think if you're going to make a joke about something, understand that it exists.
Yeah,
That's my only thing with it. And
and
the people that are me, yeah, that no one's
make
going to
sure
get
that
hurt.
the person you are talking to about it is able to take that joke.
Exactly, 100%, 100%. Let's not go too into it because, like, it's a bit dodgy, bit of a dodgy situation.
Bit of a dodgy situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. If you could give one piece of advice to the whole world, what would it be?
Jim Carrey, come back
Yeah,
in, lad.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's one that I would give to you. But I don't know. I guess I would say something else.
Now I think I would say something else. Stop living in the moment after, live in the moment. That's what I would say. What I consider to be the moment after is, what if this happens?
Yeah,
Or what if I do
100%.
something wrong? Stop living in the moment after, live in this moment.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
would say.
It's not often the mountains ahead that you have to climb that weigh you down. It's the pebble in your shoe.
Hmm.
Get rid of the problems in your moment, and then you'll be able to, go on. But that doesn't mean that you just look ahead and you don't do what's in front of you. You have to fix yourself
Yeah,
and live in the like, yeah, you just live in the moment. Because if you don't live in the moment, how are you gonna get to the moment after?
for real. There we go. We put both of ours together and it
Yeah,
works pretty well.
jeez, that's a good one.
How,
But
how, how long have we gone on for?
yeah, I don't even know. Is there a way to check?
Nope.
Alright, should we do like one more
Alright, yeah, you give a
question each?
question this time.
Uh, oh man, I can't think of one. I kind of want a deep question just to end it off. Hmm. Okay. What's the biggest challenge you faced and how have you overcome it?
I think you should start this one.
Me? Oh
Hmm.
god. uh, there's a lot of challenges I faced. Oh man, it's not like it's hard to talk about. It's just weird to talk about because you get that feeling like no one cares and it's just you look like a idiot.
Mate, okay, carry on.
All right. um, God, I guess just your mind, my mind, man. That's the biggest challenge I've overcome. I think quarantine's been good and all, and I love being alone. I love being in my own world. There's so many times I wish I could just disappear from all technology, everything, just live in the forest for like a month. A month is a bit long, but okay, let's say a week. But just, I wish I could do it when no one knew that I was gone. Like, no one knew where I was. They didn't know if I was dead. They didn't know if I was alive. I'd love that because I just want to see what I missed, and I just want to see who would care. Anyway, that's a complete side topic.
Uh,
The biggest challenge I've faced is mental health.
Mm.
I wouldn't. Well, I overcome it by wanting more.
Yeah.
That's not a weird. Is that a weird thing to say?
No, makes sense.
Yeah, because so I've been very down for a long time. You know this. I
Mm.
think you're the only person that does know this. But yeah, so I've been down and out for a while. I'm back. I'm alright now. Not doing the best, but doing okay. And it was a period of my life where everything, just nothing made sense, man. Everything seemed like it was fake or it wasn't real,
Mm.
and it was a very long period of my life, and it manifested in this whole lockdown situation. And a lot of people have helped me through it. Like I met some great friends along the way. I started talking to a lot better people. I know who to hang around with. I know who to not hang around with. And yeah, I don't want to say this because so many people aren't going to believe it, and that really hurts thinking that people won't believe me.
Mm.
But I would say like like God got me through this 100%. Like that's the only way I overcame it, because jeez man, the amount of things I've seen, and I don't want to make it sound like I was on prophet or whatever, but the amount of things that I've seen, man, it's not okay. Like it's really scary. Like my voice is kind of cracking up right now, but it's just terrifying, because I've been blessed to understand that there is a higher power. Because I'll try and explain it in a way that's not directed, so it's a bit more. You ever get that feeling? Well, you always get that voice in your head, right? The normal thoughts in your head, and it's always your voice,
Yeah.
or a voice that you're used to hearing, right? And there's days when I don't get that voice, and it's a booming voice, a clear, crisp voice, just so loud and so clear, and just it's not me that's talking, it's something else, right? And I know it's not me because the voice knows what's gonna happen next. Like, oh, I can't explain it. It's like having a conversation with God,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps legit thinking about it. But it's, oh man, I've been told stories. I've seen images. Well, I say images. It's literally like a snapshot picture of me in the future in a specific place, specific time with a specific person. It will be, there's times where I've blacked out and I've seen people, and I message those people and I find out that the way I saw them when I blacked out was the way they really were. There's been times where I've asked questions and I get told an answer, and a few days later that answer arises in another light. There's been moments where I get detached from the world and I'm floating in the ocean somewhere, or a moment where I'm not even in my room or someone else is there with me, and it's just such a weird thing.
Mm.
Oh, it's so
It's
weird.
nuts.
Because I know no one's going to believe it. But I would say if there's one thing I would bet any money on, it's that whatever I've seen is real. I would bet any money on it. Because legit, if you saw what I saw, you would never doubt me a day in your life. And that to me is terrifying, because you always fear the unknown, but when you understand the unknown, and when you know that what is happening for a reason, and that it's going to impact your life in a very drastic way, yeah, it's messed up. It is really messed up. I've never been more scared in my life. Sitting through one of the... I've never been more scared in my life. Yeah, honestly, like, God, knowing that God is talking to you and telling you legit, I've done this for you. Like, I have done this for you. And now it's your turn to make sure it comes true, because this is what's meant to happen. Like, I'm just there like, fair enough, you know? What do I do? And that's the scary part, man. That is the scary part. Because I'm told this is going to happen, and this should happen, and this should happen, and this should happen. And the moment I ask, what should I do? Silence. Because that's that. Okay, some people might have seen a quote that I put up that said, life is written, but as a test, God hands you the pen. Let me explain where this came from. This came from all the experiences that I had and all the things that I've seen, right? Which have explained to me that life is written. And things are supposed to go a certain way. But the fact that I'm not allowed to know what to do shows that it's in my hands now. God's given me the pen to receive my full potential, to unleash my full potential. Like, I know what's written for me. I just need to make it come true. And it's such... I keep saying it's such a scary thing. I know a lot of people thinking, oh, if this happened to me, I wouldn't be scared. Mate, it's scary. You know, okay, just think about it like this. You're crying your eyes out, and you're asking what's going on. You know, I don't know where I am. I just feel so alone. I feel so detached. And you close your eyes, and you feel like you're floating in water, in deep water. You're floating in a shallow pond, and you're flailing your arms about trying to keep up, and you can smell chlorine of a swimming pool. You can smell the salt from the seawater. You know, your eyes are closed, but you can see the blinding light of the sun shining on your eyes. It's scary, because initially you don't think you can believe it, and then you hear that voice, that crazy, deep, booming voice that tells you this is what's going to happen, and you need to make it come true. You know, this is the shallow water, and you've seen the deep water, and now you just have to get there. You know, and no one's going to understand that. Oh wait, nah, I made a mistake.
What?
Who's going to understand the swimming thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Should I tell the story?
Do whatever you like, lad.
Oh mate, that's great advice. Alright, I'm just going to go for the story. This is a story that I was told in one of these experiences, right? This is a bit dodgy to talk about, because I don't like talking about what I've seen, because I know there's going to be so many people that don't believe me, and that's going to hurt. But I just swear on my life that this is all true, and I've seen all this. I was told a story about a swimmer, and well, he wasn't a swimmer yet, but he was a man that wanted to learn how to swim. So he went to an instructor, and so he says to the instructor, what should I do? You know, what's my first course of action? And the instructor chucks him straight into the deep end. And the guy's like, mate, what is this? He's floating around, you know, he's struggling, he's slapping at the water, just trying to catch a float, trying to do something. And he's struggling, and he can't float, he's gonna die, he feels like. But as time goes on, he begins to calm down, and he begins to float in the water and just relax a little bit. And he feels way calmer than he did at the beginning, and he feels way calmer than he ever has in his life in the deep water. But naturally, his body carries him to the shallow water, you know, as like a survival instinct of trying to get out of there. And he lifts his head up, and he clears his throat and he wipes his nose, whatever. And he looks at the instructor like, mate, what was that? I can't even swim. Why did you do that to me? Aren't you supposed to be teaching me something? And the instructor's just sitting there and he looks at him and he says, how did you feel when you were in that water? And he was like, well, mate, I was struggling. You could clearly see that. I couldn't keep afloat and I didn't know what I was doing, and it all felt so rushed and like I'm not supposed to be there yet. But to be honest, I did feel comfortable as time went on. I got used to it. I felt as good as I ever felt, as I got used to it. And the instructor looks at him and he smiles and he says, good. Because where you're comfortable is where you belong. And the deep water is where you belong. And I just remember hearing that story and thinking, wow, first of all, what does that mean? And then that voice came and he said, I have a question for you. Oh god, this sounds so meta. But I have a question for you. If God is really here, why would he throw you straight into the deep end just for you to end up in the shallow? Does he want you to move backward in life? No. He puts you in the deep to give you an insight of where you're meant to be. And you go to the shallow to learn how to get back to where you want to be. Because the deep is where you belong, and the shallow, you just have to deal with it. You just have to learn from it and go straight back to where you belong. And I was asked what I saw the deep water to be, and I said what I thought it was, and I heard good, because that is where you're meant to be, and that is what's going to happen. And the feeling of that just legit just made me cry, because I just witnessed the power of God firsthand. And the reason I say shallow water is because I believe that in this moment in my life, I am in shallow water. In both the experience that I saw, in both the situation I'm in, and with my mind. But I've seen the deep water. I've seen what it's like to be happy. I've seen what I want. I've seen what's apparently written for me. And I know where I'm meant to be. And I think that's what's allowing me to overcome it. Going back to the original question, the fact that God is by my side and nothing can be in my way if God is by my side. So yeah, that getting me through it. God is getting me through it. That was a very, very long answer.
Mm-hmm.
But brother Tayab,
I'm not going to answer it. Carry on.
God.
Carry on. We're going to end it right there.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize in advance if the editing is very sloppy. This is the first time I'm editing it.
Mm-hmm.
Legit, so
that's gonna be great.
It should be alright. But thank you guys for listening, and I hope you understand our point of view.
Yeah, in a bit, please.
In a bit, guys.